So I received my stamp for IRP card last month. I'm gonna talk you through the procedure of how I applied and what are the new regulations and what are the new rules of applying for a stamp for residence permit. So what are the benefits of stamp for visa? You can take up a business or an employment and you don't have to have an employment permit to do that. The government might give you some funds to establish your business with the stamp for visa. I'm going to talk you through the procedure and I'm going to show you who can apply and what are the eligibility criteria, what are the documents that you need. Watch the video. I'm going to explain everything. So who is eligible to apply for a stamp for visa? You may be given a stamp for if you had permission to work in Ireland with a valid critical skill employment for 2 years, valid employment permit, this is the general employment permit, for 5 years, or as a researcher with a valid hosting agreement for 2 years. You may be given stamp for if you are granted permission to join and reside with your Irish spouse, civil partner, or de facto partner, as the convention or program refugee or based on subsidiary protection, to join your family member who is recognized refugee or has been granted subsidiary protection, to remain with your child who is an Irish citizen under the investor and entrepreneur program, including spouse or partner, an eligible family member, or for long-term residents. So when I applied, I had to get a decision letter, like a supporting letter from Department of Enterprise. Prior 30th of November 2023, they have changed the rule. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the rules. So effective from 30th November 2023, the Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment, or DETE, will cease taking applications for stamp for support letters. All applications received by DETE prior to the 30th of November 2023 will continue to be processed. So if you haven't applied for a DETE support letter before 30th of November 2023, you don't have to apply for it anymore. You just have to give all these documents with your appointment. A copy of your biometric page, of your valid passport. This is the page that shows your photograph, passport number, and date of birth. A copy of the front and back of your IRP card. This is the credit card size plastic card you received when you last registered for permission. Copies of the relevant employment permits or hosting agreement issued to you by the Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment. A copy of the most recent payslip, a letter from the employer dated within the last 3 months, confirming the job title, location of employment, and dates of employment. Copies of employment detail summaries issued for each year of employment covering the duration of the employment permits available on revenue account. So what you need is your employment detail summary, or EDS. You can either create your employment detail summary in 2021. I have it here. So this is how it's going to look. You'll have your employees details and your salary, your total salary, your tax, how much you paid, and this you have to attach it with your application. So if you're applying from Dublin, everything is online. You don't have to have the original documents with you. You can just upload the scanned copies. But if you're applying outside of Dublin, for example, I live in Cork, I need to have all the original documents. You need to get an appointment with your Garda station or your immigration office. So for me, I live in Cork and my immigration office is in Cork City. So this is a very busy immigration office. So I have to send an appointment email before 5 months. I sent them an email in August and I received an appointment in November in an emergency case. But if you don't have any emergencies and if you don't have any medical reasons to get an early appointment, you will have to wait for 5 months. But if this is just the case of Cork City immigration, but if you are anywhere else, you might get an appointment in a few weeks or maybe days. Because I live in Cork, I emailed the Cork City Immigration Garda email for an appointment. So I just said, with this email, I'd like request for the renewal of my JNIB card, and I gave my card number, and they'll actually give you a reply. So they'll ask for your full name as in passport, date of birth, permanent address, IRP expiry date, contact number. Do you have all documents, hard original copies only ready? Yes. Is this appointment required for a renewal or first time registration or stamp change? So here you have to give stamp change. So for me, I did not have my stamp for support letter yet. So I just said it's a renewal. But when I went for my appointment, I told them that I have my supporting letter and I showed it them. So they gave me a stamp change. Send them all the information they have asked for in the email. They'll actually give you an appointment. This might take 3 to 4 months in Cork City, but it depends on your county and your immigration office. So this email came to me after 4 months,
and you just have to go there on the date and time they've mentioned. Do not enter the building until 5 minutes before. Make sure all the documents I described are ready, and you just have to pay them 300 euros on site by card, and
they'll take a new picture of you if necessary, or they'll ask you if you are happy with your old picture or you need a new picture. So I chose the new picture, but it looked almost the same, so it's absolutely not necessary. So the processing time in Cork for the IRP card is 2 weeks, because the IRP card, all the IRP card is getting processed in Dublin, so they have to send all the details to Dublin, and they'll process the card and they'll send it back to the county and they'll send it to your address. So that's how it's happening. So yeah, so that's the whole process of getting your IRP card, your stamp 4. So if you have a stamp 4 and if you're legally resident for 5 years in Ireland, you are actually eligible to apply for a passport by naturalization. So that's the whole process of stamp 4 application. If you like the video, give a thumbs up and subscribe for more.